So this is today topic. We'll continue with the operators. After finishing the operators, we'll go to the flow controls and some interaction pop-ups are there like alert, confirm, and prompt. After we'll finish the class with the functions. Okay. Initially, let us see what are the operators. So as we have discussed in the Java operators, so mainly they are used for making an expression. Okay, to make an expression to calculate something to generate a boolean either true or false, so we need to go for operators. So basically operators are we have the first operator as arithmetic operators are there, as we have addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus as usual, same. Okay, then we have bitwise. You know what are the bitwise operators? So bitwise and, bitwise or, bitwise not, this one cap symbol, negation. Okay, bitwise not, left shift, sorry, right shift and left shift, these are all the bitwise. Here at arithmetic operators we need to discuss about the precedence. For example, if I have an expression a into, sorry, a plus b into c, first b into c will be evaluated, then the result of b into c will be summed with a. So coming to the precedence table, here the multiplication will get the highest preference. Here exclusively here the multiplication will get the highest preference, then the sum. Okay, uh, if we have a slash b star c, still both of them having the same level of preference, the precedence will be same for them. So in this case it will follow the right to left associativity. Right to left means it will continue c into b, then a divided by the result of b into c. Got it? So the multiplication, multiplicative and divisions will have the highest preference than the additive and minus. Okay, then the least preference will be given to the assignment. First expression will be evaluated, then the value is going to be assigned to that given variable. So assignment will have the least preference than all the operators. Okay, next. Here an exclusive, which is a special thing in JavaScript, that is called exponential. Exponential, which is a newly introduced operator here in JavaScript, exponential operator. It's very easy. For example, if 3 exponential 2, 3 exponential 2 means, so what does it mean? You know that 3 is going to be multiplied itself by 2 times. Okay, so it implies 3 into 3, so the resultant is 9. So did you understand? For example, a star star b, so it implies a is going to be multiplied itself by b times. Okay, and if we take the values before this, assign the value, a equal to 4, b is equal to 3. So what would be the expression? So 4 into 4 into 4. So a itself multiplied by b times. That means 3 times. 4 will be multiplied by 3 times. So 4 4 are 16, 16 4 are 64. The result is 64. Okay, so this is a new operator, exponential operator. And rest of them are same, plus plus minus minus already there, increment and decrement. uh, can I ask you a question? Assume that a equal to 4 and b equal to 3. A equal to 4 and b equal to 3. What is the result of a into b plus plus? What is the result of a into b plus plus? So first, which one will be evaluated? B plus plus. B plus plus, that means 3 plus plus. What would be the result? The old value, but not new value. You'll be getting the new value with post increment only after. So whenever you read the b next time, but not at the time of operation. Whenever you read the b at the next time, then you get the new value of b. But still, at this time, you'll be getting the old value of b. What is that? 3. So that is 4 into 3, which is 12. So 3 is 12. Okay, same as it is how we discussed in the Java. Okay, similarly we have relational operators. You know what are the relational operators? Greater than, less than, greater than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, double equals, not equals. Then logical operators, same thing, same story as it is in Java. Logical and, logical or, logical not. Okay, so these are all the operators, and there's a special operator here that is called type of. Like how the instance of is an exclusive operator in Java programming language. So the instance of checks the type of a object. Here in the JavaScript, type of is an operator, exclusive object in the JavaScripting. So it checks what is the type of the variable or a value or an expression. Okay. So any questions here for this? Okay. Then coming to the flow controls, as usual we have while loop with the same syntax, do while and for loop, same as it is. Okay. Script. Yeah, see here, as usual the same syntax, let v is equal to 10. So here you may use the while loop, and you can also take a variable here. Assume that this is a var. Okay, var n. Here let, not let. Okay, I less than or is equal to n, and write an alert box here, pop-up I. Now if you run the script, automatically you can see the alert 1. Oh, sorry, I forgot to increment this I plus plus. I forget the I plus plus. No, it never closed. Five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. Done. And alternately, you can also use the console.log for this. Console.log of 5 /n to display the number in a new line. Now open the console, browser console, refresh. Okay, the same syntax. No changes are there from Java to JavaScript for this operators and flow controls. And as it is, you can use a do also here. Let us take a do, and if I write the while here, I less than or is equal to n, semicolon. Browser console, clear this and refresh. Same output. Okay, and the same you can do with for loop also, but for the for loop the increment should be at the time of declaring that for. Okay, already I is equal to 1 is over, let it be. Directly can go for the condition, then the next step. What is the next step? I plus plus would be the next step. Clear and refresh. Same output. Okay, for example, for the for loop, if I declare the variable here with the let keyword, let I is equal to 1, if I say I equal to 1 here, if I'm trying to access the console.log of I after the operation, I would like to see what is the value of I. After all, what is the value of I? Clear and refresh. First of all, can you able to access the I or not? It's not possible because so that was created by the let keyword, and you know that let keyword will just set the scope of a variable to the nearest block, but not the throughout the function or throughout the script. Okay, but when if we create the same variable outside of the block here, then that would be fine. You're able to access that now. Refresh. See, after all the value of I is 11. But when if you are doing it like this, you cannot access them from outside of the block. Okay, so you know that already. Okay, any questions? Yeah, now let us see the interactions. How the interactions, how can you make the interactive pop-ups? Let me tell you one by one. First of all, I would like to explain about alert.html. Already we have seen alert many times, but let me explain you again. Okay, So actually alert shows a message and it passes the script execution until unless if you press the OK button. So until you press the OK button, the script will get passes. It will be passed automatically. For example, let us take I'm writing some message. Okay, console.log of start. Okay, then I have alert. In the alert, I have a message pass and console.log as end here, and you cannot see the end until you press the pass button. I mean OK button to the alert box. Let me open the alert.html. See, you can see the start from the console and pass alert box until you press the OK button. When you press the OK button here, automatically the script will go for the next line of execution. What is that? End. Then end. So that is the behavior of alert box. I just want to show the behavior of alert box. That's it. Okay. So this is best suitable to for debugging the code, whether you are entering into the block or not. Okay, and you can also check the values at the runtime while making the alert boxes. Okay, so this is just a message box. That's it. Alert is just a message box. It won't take any input. Okay, this is just to show the output or messages to the clients. And next interaction type is going to be script. This is prompt prompt.html. You know, from the prompt actually can take inputs. Okay, how to take the inputs? Let me show you. Where input inp. Okay, some input. Here I'm calling a function prompt function. You know, prompt function will take two arguments. One is title. Okay, title, like what is the message you'd like to display to the user. Then after that, some input. Here the input would go. Okay, two arguments for this. So this is empty. Right now we don't have any input here. Okay, enter your name. So we will have this title. Then the initial input was empty. User have to type some message from the prompt box, and whatever the input you have entered as a second parameter at the runtime, so that value will be stored into the input variable. So the inp variable will not store enter your name. It will store the value which will be entered by the user. Okay, so just so alert welcome inp. Okay, let me run this prompt. See there, this is prompt. Enter your name. Immediately I got a message, welcome Kalyan to the chess programming. Okay, got it. So did you understand the prompt? Then the next type of interaction pop-up is confirm. So this is also like an input prompt, input pop-up. This is also like an input pop-up, but confirm is a different thing where it takes confirmation from the user by asking a question whether to press the OK or cancel. If you press the OK, the confirm returns true. If you press the cancel, the confirm returns false. Okay, so where um, option. Okay, so here the function name is confirm. Okay, so confirm of are you the developer. You know the confirm actually will give you two options with OK and cancel. If you press the OK button, so if option is true, you can show okay, and if the option is false, the else part will get executed. Confirm. See there. Are you the developer? If I press the cancel button, it shows no sorry. Refresh. Are you the developer? If I press the OK button, yes, you are a developer. So it returns a boolean either true or false. If true, this one. If false, this one. Okay. Any questions here? Any questions? Veena? Vignesh?
No, sir.
Okay. Now let us see the functions in JavaScript. Okay. So you know functions are the blocks of code that can be reused at anywhere. So you can reuse the functions over the pages, okay, and anywhere in the script. So once if you made your HTML page, your script as in a global script like external scripts, if you're going to create some external JavaScripts, you can use the functions anywhere it is required. Most of the time the developers will make the libraries in the form of external scripts only. So whenever you load the external scripts, automatically the script will be loaded to your HTML page. So when it loads to the HTML page, we can make use of all the functions, whatever we have that provision. So whatever the functions are available in that script or library, you can make use of them. Okay. But first of all, there should be a function, then only the code reusability would be possible. So to create a function, the function keyword here we need to use and followed by a function name. Just a function name. Okay. So some message function called. Okay. Now if I execute the function function 1.html program, where is output? Because we have defined the function but not invoking the function. So must and should you need to invoke the function, then only the function would get execute. Function called here now. So what happens if we call the function before the definition? So before the definition, before the invocation here, at the time of invocation, the function definition was not happened, right? But this is a different. Okay, sometimes it happens, but you are not supposed to call the invocations. You should not make these invocations before the function definition. Try to make them happen, or try to make them to be possible only after the function definition. It's better to make function call only after definition, but not before the definition. Okay. Sometimes the browser behavior would be different. Okay, better to make them call only after the definition. Okay, then in Java, how the methods are going to have return types in the same way. A function can return the values, but a function cannot have a return type. Here, what is the return type of this function? Nothing. You should not provide void because void is not a valid keyword in JavaScript. Okay. So the return type of the function depends on what type of value you are going to return, because there are no exclusive data types. If you have the data types like explicit data types with a particular keyword, then we are supposed to make some, at least a void. Okay, if you are not return anything, you should make it void. So here we don't have any return types exclusively, but return keyword support was there. So let me create another function in a new program. Function 2.html. Function name is param. So where I'm going to take some parameters. Let us take v1, v2. Two values I'm going to take. v1 plus v2. Just call the function param. First, let us call with the strings. Okay. 3 space idiots. So what would be the output? 3 idiots. Function 2.html. Oh, something wrong. Okay. So the output is 3 idiots. And what is undefined there? Something is undefined. Did you observe that? We got an undefined error. Undefined here. Okay. Sorry, comma actually. Okay. That should be comma, not plus. Refresh. Now 3 idiots. Let me call the function once again with integers now. 100, comma 500. 3 idiots and 600. So surprisingly here the param function is going to make append, string append for string values, addition for integer values. Okay. So this is like how we can make use of function multiple times. Code reusability. And is it possible to create same function name with the different arguments? Let of v1. So is it possible to call param with only single value? Refresh. Open the console. Refresh this. We got hello, 300. See, the behavior was completely different. Okay, because the preference is giving for the last used function definition, but not previously used function definition. We don't have any error here, but the behavior was different. The runtime behavior was different because uh, the param here, even if you call the param function with two parameters, it takes only one parameter, that is also the last user definition. The previous user definition was ignored by the browser. The browser is just considers only this last used definition. That's why we cannot create, I mean we can create, but you should not do it like Java. In Java we have the method overloading facility. As we don't have the method overloading facility here in the JavaScript. So we should not use same function name, okay, with the different parameters within the same page or within the same script. So this would be the major problem even if you're trying to integrate some other applications. If you're trying to integrate some different applications, different scripts to a single page, suppose if by chance, if the developer of that library and you both have developed the same method name with the different parameters, so their conflict would occur, and the browser would prefer only the last user definition but not the actual definition. Okay, so in this cases, the override, so this definition will make a shadow for this. Okay, this definition is shadowed by the last user definition. The first signature was shadowed by the second signature. So be careful and be aware of this type of signatures. Okay, so better to make prefix. Suppose if your project name, okay, so better to start with the project name. For example, our project name was aims underscore. Okay, now 100% there would be no conflict because no one is going to use this prefix. This is my project aims. I'm working for this project. That's why I just used to have some prefix here for every function. Okay, this param is different from this param now. So be careful about this. Okay, then and these are the parameters, and let me show you how function returns values. So aims param, let me change the method of function name. Hello, good. I'll be taking two parameters. Good v2. Okay. Hello, Mr. or Miss. V1. Okay. Fine. Now I'll call the wishes of the first value James, second value evening. Actually, the function returns the value, but not it is going to display the value. So better to store the value which was returned by the wishes function either in a variable. You can handle that in a variable. You can just handle that result, or you can just simply throw it for the output, either by console.log or by the alert. Anything is fine. wishes. Here just show the result, okay? Console.log of wishes of known or alert of wishes morning. Okay, let me run the script and keep observe at the console also. 3 idiots 600, that is fine. Now, so we got good morning from the alert, good evening and good noon from the console. So good evening, actually that was stored handle in a variable, and that variable is used to display the output using console.log. And directly you can throw the function call to the console.log also. If you don't want to handle this, just throw it to the console.log. If you'd like to handle it, keep it in a variable and throw the variable to the output console. And even by using alert also, we can make a function call. Any doubts here? Any doubts or questions? Okay. Now let us see local variables and outer variables. I mean global variables. How they're going to be, where we are going to declare. Yesterday also we have seen one example for this local variable and global variables. Once again, let me show you that. Yeah. So first of all, I'll create a function message, just a function. Before this, if I create any variable, let a v, just take a variable v, assume that value is 5. If I create one more local variable here, v is equal to 6, v plus plus, then the console.log of v. So this is inside and let us see the output of outside also. This is outside. From outside what is the value of v, and from inside what is the value of v, we'll see now. But before this you should call the message function. Until you call the message function, the function will not be executed. See, the inside was 7, outside was 5. So what just happened here? Because of you are again redeclaring the v, so this local variable, this is a local variable, and the outer one, this is called global variable. Actually this v shadows the global v within this function scope, but not the outside of the function scope. Outside of the function scope, the value of v is going to be the same 5, because the v plus plus what you are doing here for the v, it will be applicable only to the local variable v here, which contains the value 6, but not to the value 5. So it applies v plus plus to the 6, but not to the 5. Because of the global variable and local variable are of with the same name, that's why the ambiguity problem occurs, and the browser will give the preference only to the local variables. When you create shadow for the globals, it will give preferences to the local. In this case, we don't have any other keyword to differentiate the global and local variable like Java. In Java, we'll differentiate the difference we'll differentiate them with this keyword. But in JavaScript, there is no such a keyword here. Of course, this keyword is there, but for other reason, but some other reason we'll use this keyword, but not to differentiate the global and local variables. So that is easy to differentiate the global object and local object by using this keyword. So this is exclusively in the JavaScript, which is used for objects, but not for the variables. Got it? If I don't give the let keyword, now definitely this is going to be global. Okay. Now the global variable value would get changed as 6 and immediately it will be changed as 7. Now inside and outside you'll be getting the same value, 7 7. Okay. So when it will be a local variable means if you redeclare that either by the var keyword or by the let keyword. See, again you got the difference because we have redeclared that. In this case it is going to be local. Either you can create it with var or let, anything is fine. Okay. One more example similarly like this. For example, x is here, v is here. Let me run the program. Did you see that? V is not defined because you are trying to access the v outside of the function, which is not possible. But when if I don't give the v var keyword for the v here, then it will be accessible. As I told you, if you don't use a let keyword or var keyword for any variable in the any scope, so they can be accessible throughout the script after that definition. After this assignment, you can access the v anywhere from outside of the block, anywhere from the outside of the block. Okay, after this block you can access it from anywhere. Okay, it will be considered as global variable. In this case they will be considered as global variables. So you can also create the global variables without using let and var keyword from any scope. This is the biggest drawback of JavaScript, I can tell you. Lot of security reasons are there with this type of definition. So that's why you're supposed to use the use strict. Use strict will definitely avoid you the bad syntax. Actually, this is a bad syntax. Okay, the bad syntax is not throwing error, but if you'd like to throw errors for this type of bad syntaxes, you should use the use strict in this case. Now we got an error. V is not defined. Okay. Now it's searching for the definition, declaration of v. Where you have declared the v? Nowhere. It just now browser assumes that v is already declared a variable. So where it's just searching for the declaration. So it could not find the declaration in either in the function or outside of the function. So that's why it throws an error because in the strict mode. If it is not in the strict mode, that would be fine. It will be acted like a global variable. When you're using the strict mode, that will not be a global variable. It will be an error. Okay. Yes. Any questions? Okay. No questions. So then, mm, okay. Yesterday we got an issue, right, with expression. What is it? Yeah. So that is backtick. Actually in JavaScript we can use the backticks. Backticks in the sense, let us take console.log of, you can use a backtick, this one. I'm not saying the quote. This is single quote and this is double quote, and this quote is a backtick quote. So which is at the bottom of your escape button on the keyboard. Below to the escape button, you can see the backtick. It's not a negation. Okay, if you press if you use a shift, that would be a negation. Without shift, that would be a backtick. This is a backtick symbol. You can also produce the messages with the backtick. A backtick here. Close the backtick. Did you see that? Okay. So by using the backticks, you can also make some expressions as a part of the string. See, result. I'm going to make an expression 300 plus 420, and that should be prefixed by dollar symbol. This is an expression now, and I just need to close the backtick. Then close the console.log. Now, if you press the enter button, the result would be 300 plus 420, 720. Okay. Actually, yesterday I used this one, the single quote and double quote. I tried with the single quote and actually that should be backtick. I forget about the backtick. Yesterday I forget to tell you about the backticks. So using backticks, you can make a string as an expression by using this expression, the literal, string expression literals. So these are called as string expression literals, which will start with a dollar symbol and expression brackets. Within this, you can type your expression. Okay, let me write an expression. For example, where name is equal to, here is my name. Okay. For example, the console.log, if I might have used the double quotes, my name is dollar. If I use the name, actually I would like to make it as an expression. I'm going to display the output of name variable, but the entire this thing is going to be considered as a string here for sure. That would be a string. Okay, wait, it will make some annoying with the use strict. V is not defined. Okay, see, my name is dollar name. Even if I might have used the single quote also, it won't work because there is no character type in JavaScript. Anything will be considered as a string. Even characters are also considered as strings. Okay, and you can make strings with either single quote or double quote. There is no difference between single quote and double quote in JavaScript. Same message, right? Now I'll use a backtick. The backtick here and backtick. Refresh. Now my name is Kalyan. Okay. So did you understand the backtick? Any questions? Nothing? I'll show you the another way how can you make function expressions. Okay, a function can be an expression also. Let me show you. Okay, yeah, let me create var say is equal to function. So this is a function expression. This is called as a function expression. So a function can be an expression like this. You know why I'm saying it as expression means as expression will have an assignment, right? Yeah. Now I'm just assigning this function to this variable. Actually, this would be the function name. Say is the function name now. Like this also you can create functions in JavaScript. Okay. And this is an empty parameterized. If you would like to make an parameterized, yes, you can make. You can pass some variables also, passing parameters. Okay, alert, hello, name. Okay, hello name, right? Now how may I call this function? By using the function name say. Just run that function express. Hello undefined. Yeah, I forgot to send a parameter. Vignesh. So hello Vignesh. See, it just called like a function. So this is another way of creating functions in JavaScript. One is by using the traditional way of creating the functions is by using function keyword and followed by function name. And this is the another way. We can make it as like an expression. And wait, I'll make it. So I'll do some magic here. Tell is equal to say. I'm just assigning the variable say value to the tell. What is the say contains? Say actually holds a function, and that function will just copy to the tell now. Now you know I can tell to Veena. So this is by say, and I'm saying hello to Veena by using tell method, tell function. Saying hello to Vignesh by using say function. Refresh. Hello Vignesh. Hello Veena. Did you see that? It's a magic. So this type of magical things, this type of lot of magics we can see in the JavaScript like this. So just the variable holds a function, and that function, the function definition is going to be copied to another variable, and again that variable is going to be like a function. Now if we just check what is the type of say and type of tell here from the console, just let us check console.log of or just type of. Okay, type of say is a function. Okay, already we know that. And type of tell, yes, that is also function. Both of them are functions because just copying the say definition to the tell. Already say is a function, and the same thing will be copied to the tell function. I mean tell variable. Then the tell variable will be acted like a function here. Okay, so we'll discuss some more examples like this, and some more things are there to discuss about the functions. I'll show you how the advanced functions are going to be in JavaScript. Okay, I'll speak about them tomorrow. So that's all for today.